Hello everyone, welcome to episode 2 of Coming Home. I'm Tech Hermit D, and we have a lot of work left to get done today, so let's jump right in and see what we can get accomplished. I didn't notice right off the bat that it was needing to be filled up, so we'll just back up here next to the tank while we're here, top this thing off. There we go. Okay. All right, here we go. Okay, this is a pretty good sized field, taking a little bit, but we got probably over half of it done. So got this part over on this side mowed down. So I think we're going to take a minute and catch a water break, and then we will get the other side of that field and see if we can't knock this out. Right, that's that first cutting on the ground. We'll take this back over and get it over next to the barn. We'll clean it up here in a little while and put it away for a few months. I think I thought Dad was coming down. I believe he's gonna run the tedder on this, and I'm gonna grab the planter, I believe, and what is that, 44 or something? Oh, I forget I've been back long enough to remember the numbers. This Johnny here, 4240, and the planter. And we're going to see if we can get some soybeans in the ground. And I think maybe next month we're going to plant corn. We'll have a late corn crop this year. So let me go check Dad and see if that's still the plan. And we'll be back in a little bit. Okay, well, while Dad is running the tedder on that grass field, we're going to take the trailer up to the co-op and pick up some seed and fertilizer so that we can try to get some soybeans in today. And then once I get back, we'll check in with him and see if that's ready to be raked and start baling. So it's going to be lunchtime pretty soon. So I think most likely we'll be maybe raking and baling after lunch. But we'll get up to the co-op and kind of see what is the deal up there and get that seed and fertilizer loaded and headed back this way so we can get the soybeans in. So we'll talk to you from the co-op. Okay, here we are at the co-op, and I think I've been told that our pallets, yeah, they've already got our pallets out here. 4 pallets of fertilizer and 2 pallets of seeds. So let's see if we can get these loaded. They're supposed to bring a skid steer out here and load them on the trailer momentarily. And so we will get these back down to the farm and get them loaded into the seeder and see what we can do. Okay, well, as you can see, we're loaded. The folks at the co-op were very quick to get us all situated, and so we're headed back down to the farm with seed and fertilizer on the trailer. We'll just head right on over to the old barn where the tractor and the seeder is and get that loaded up and see if we can't get ready to put some soybeans in right after lunch. So, not a bad trip. The folks up there at the co-op are great. It's been a while since I saw some of them. Some of my high school classmates are working in there, so very good. Okay, we'll see you back down at the barn. Well, that went swimmingly enough. We got the seeder all loaded up with fertilizer and seed and ready to head on over to that field that you see across the road over there. That's where we're going to put our soybeans this year. That was in corn last year, so we want to rotate that out and keep our not monocrop on same field over and over. So all good here. So we're ready to go across there, and I think we'll try to get a round or two around the field and just see what happens. Might have a late lunch today, but we'll get over here and try to get some seed in the ground. So I think I'm going to do the same thing and head to the house and see if after lunch we can't get this all raked up and baled and in the shed tonight, because probably before I get finished for tonight I'm going to have to go mix up some more feed for the cattle, since we only put 5,000 and something liters in for them this morning. I'm likely going to need to do that again so that they have enough feed to get through tomorrow, and I will probably just work on that and see if we can't get that all fixed up. And then at some point I probably need to take that cultipacker over and roll the soybeans we just put in, but that shouldn't take too long. And so we'll see what happens. All right, well, we're going to get out of here and grab a late lunch, and we will check with you all soon. All right, quick lunch has been had, and we're going to get back out to the field and get raking. I think Dad is going to do the raking. We'll see if we can get this thing all windrowed up and ready to bale. I'm going to grab the big John Deere, hook up the baler and the wagon, and as soon as he gets some windrows for me, I'm going to start baling and loading. See if we can get this tidied up today and in the shed. So head back over to the shed here and I'll start getting things hooked up. I don't see Dad's truck over here at the moment, but I'm sure he'll be here momentarily. And let's see, looks like we've got to move a couple things around here. 4020 is in the way. Picking up the baler. Let's see, let's put the tedder out here out of the way for a moment. We gotta get that hay rake. I'll go ahead and hook that up for Dad. Usually run the little forward with the hay rake, so I can get that hooked up for him and get it out here, so when he gets here he can just get moving. This New Holland hay rake we've had for, gosh, I don't even know, probably 40 years, and there's no telling how many gallons of grease has gone through the grease fittings on this thing. We've replaced sprockets and chains, and it just keeps on running. So it's we'll see what we can do. We put it away in pretty good shape last year. I'll pull it out here and take a quick look. This little Ford is a nice little tractor. Like I said, I grew up pulling a hay conditioner with it. It looks to be in pretty good shape here. You see the drive shaft on the wheels. It's all wheel driven. There's no PTO or anything. So the drive shaft of the wheel goes up to the main assembly there that connects all of the tines on the rake. The rake's at that direction. So pretty simple little thing, honestly. We'll set that out here for Dad, and he can pick it up in just a minute. And let's see, I need to move that hay bine out of the way so I can get to a wagon. And then we should be pretty well good to go. Let's see, where are we going to put this thing? Probably put it around here off of the side of the building. Been meaning to pick up a pressure washer and put down here so that I can clean this stuff up a little bit. So might have to do that a little bit later, maybe tomorrow when we get ready to put things away. But put that hay bine there for right now. And I'll grab the John Deere hay baler. This tractor is way too big for what we actually need to run the hay baler, but it's got a cab and air conditioning and keeps me out of the dust, so I'm gonna run it. Pull up over here, grab one of these John Deere hay wagons. We've had these things for a long time too. There probably is a new bed on that since I was on the farm last, stacking hay on it. I mean, those things don't last forever. There we are. Okay, that works. Gotcha. Let me pull this over here out of the way. Dad will be here in a few minutes, I think. Get started with the hay rake, and then we can get started baling. Pretty decent crop, honestly, for the first cutting of the year. It's a little bit weedy, but we're going to feed it rather than sell it, so it'll be okay. And there comes Dad now. I figured he'd be here in a minute. So we'll get him started on the hay rake and then get on towards baling here momentarily. Okay, well, slight change of plans. Looks like I'm going to be raking today. Dad's got something he's got to fix on one of the other pieces of equipment, so I'm just going to take the little Ford here and get moving, raking this, and then I'll hop in the baler a little later. done 2 passes around this first headland, and I've kind of cut the field in half. Ooh, come on now. So what we're going to do, kind of an old trick to make larger and less numbers of windrows. So I'm going to turn around and go backwards around the outside edge, or actually the inside edge, I guess, of this windrow, and do 1 rake's worth of hay on the inside of it to shape it up. So we'll see. I probably am going to bale this and see if this method is going to work, or if it's going to make too large of a windrow for our baler. Because if we're doing this and then we have to go around it twice with the baler, we're kind of defeating the purpose and making more work for ourselves on the baling than we are on raking. So we'll try this, and then I'll grab the baler and we'll see what happens. If it winds up that this windrow is too large, then we'll just do one way and then turn around. And so basically, instead of doing 3 passes with the rake, we'll just do 2 passes. Looks like that's going to be a really wide windrow, so we'll see. I don't know if our baler is going to be able to take that or not. This is going to be a little bit weird here, but that's okay. Kind of cut our way out of it and then come back in and back around. Ooh, that's a large pile. Ooh, that may be too big for our baler. Well, you know, live and learn. So I haven't done this in a while, so we'll experiment a little bit. We got plenty of time today to get this baled, and so we'll see exactly what it does. We've got the baler all hooked up and all greased up and ready to go, so as soon as I get back around to the top, we will grab that baler and kind of see what happens here. I love this little rake, though. I mean, it is kind of small, and I've heard that there is an attachment where you can actually hook 2 of these together and make 1 pass. One of them rakes to the right and one of them rakes to the left to give you a windrow that's right in the middle. So that might be worth looking into and see. Would make this pretty large hayfield easier to deal with if we could you know, half the number of passes we had to make to create a windrow by pulling 2 rakes that were raking inward to the center. So I don't know, might have to look around for that depending on how this works, but we'll get back up to the top and we'll hook up that or we'll hop in the John Deere with the John Deere baler and hay wagon, and we will see what we can do. Okay, we've got a big old windrow here. We'll try to get this headland done that we raked up on this side, just to kind of see if our baler is going to take that big of a windrow. So far, so good. So we're going to ease around here. It is cranking out some bales, though. You can see it going nuts. That is one big windrow. I probably will not do that again, quite honestly. I think that was basically 3 swaths of the rake into one windrow, and that's a lot of hay. We're just going to kind of get this picked up and then get the headland out of the way, and then hop back over into the rake and rake the rest of this up and see if we can get this baled this afternoon. It's already 2:30, so might be a long day by the time we get this done. Anyway, let's see what we can do. Well, we didn't quite get around the headland for this half of the field, and our wagon is full, so we're going to hold up baling there. Take this up here and unhitch from this wagon, and we'll go ahead and grab that other wagon right quick just to finish off that little bit of the headland, and then take this over to the hay barn and get it stowed and put away. Actually, I'll probably go ahead and take that over there first and then come back and finish this up. Just almost made it around. There's a lot of hay in that windrow the way we raked it up, so took a fair bit to get it baled and picked up. Oh, I see Dad's back over here. I wonder where he is. He's fiddling around with something, I suppose. Let's take our old M and hook up to that wagon, take it over there. Okay, here we are. Let's get this load put in the hay shed here. Wow. Got a couple that didn't make it in. We'll have to figure out what's going on with that, I guess. There we are. You can see them nice and neatly stacked along the back there. Small bales behind the other hay that we already had in there. So, very good. And we'll get back over to the hay field and see if we can finish baling that up. Okay, I got that baled. I'll hop back on the rake here. I'm not sure what Dad's doing. He's around here somewhere, but jump down here and top this tractor off of fuel first. There we go. Let's see. Probably should go ahead and finish raking around the other edge of the field so we can just do it all at once. But I kind of wanted to see what that baler was going to do with that size windrow, and now that I've seen it, I think I'm going to just do one pass on each side of the headland, and then we'll figure out what to do for the internals. Alright, let's get the rest of this headland done up here. Okay, that's the rest of the headland done. Go ahead and bale that up right quick, and then we can get set on raking the rest of the field and not have to worry about running over that headland. You see, as big as that headland was here, we're leaving a fair bit of hay on the ground. Try not to do that, so we'll take a little bit smaller headlands and windrows from here on out. Okay, we got another half a wagon load just from that headland. Of course, the windrow wasn't as big, so it wasn't pushing as much hay through the baler. That's a nice little start for another wagon, so good. Okay, well, we're going to take this back up here and then finish raking this field so that we can stop switching tractors so much. But we got the outside headland around the field all done and taken care of, so that'll make it easier for us to move around with the rake and not be running over windrows or bales or whatever. All right, we're just finishing up the last little bit of raking hay up in the windrows here. It's getting pretty late in the day, so we will not get all of this baled today. We'll have to finish it up probably tomorrow morning. And we still got to get down and feed the cattle for today. But at least we got this cut and we got it all raked up and ready to go. And we may try to get one load baled before heading in for supper time, and then we'll go back after supper and see about getting these cows fed. We don't want them running out of food overnight again like they did last night, so we'll mix up a couple of feed mixers full of feed and then see about getting them fed and calling it a day. It's been a busy first day on the farm, but we're not quite done yet. So let's get this last little couple of rounds here into this short windrow up here in this corner, and then we'll grab the baler and we'll maybe try to get 2 wagons, depending on how long it takes. We can fill both our wagons up and then unload those in the morning, and then come back and finish the rest of it up. All right, this is going to be a pretty fat windrow right here, but we'll just take it easy. Maybe one more pass through there ought to do that. Yeah, that's going to be a good one right there, and the last one in this corner. All right, here we go. So we are done with the hay rake for this cutting. Take it back down to the shed. We'll have a bunch of equipment to put away tomorrow, clean up and put away. We got some corn planting to do tomorrow, I think, if I recall correctly. So let me just take this down here and get it out of the way. We probably should grab our other hay wagon too at some point and get it out of the barn. So maybe I'll take this over here and do that right quick while I'm on the little Ford. Get it out here and available. See if we can't get a couple of loads baled up before it gets too late. Shouldn't take too long. As thick as this hay is, it churns out some bales in a hurry, so it shouldn't take too long, I don't think, to fill up a couple of wagons. Okay, there's 2 nice wagon loads of hay ready to go in the shed tomorrow when we come back out here. We're gonna head to the house, get a little bit of dinner, supper, whatever you want to call it, and then come back over here and get some cattle fed and probably call it a day and hit it again tomorrow. We don't have quite as much to do tomorrow. We got to finish the baling and then put corn in these 2 fields here, and that should be about it. So we're gonna head back to the house and we will see you all tomorrow morning.